There are moments in life when you feel it, a faint tremor under the surface of your reality, a sense that something is shifting, quietly, invisibly, as if the fabric of your existence is exhaling in slow motion. You notice it in déjà vu, in the way an object you lost suddenly appears in the one place you swore you'd already checked, in the way your energy rises for no reason, like an inner sun remembering how to shine. What if these moments are not accidents, but invitations? What if every subtle glitch, every odd coincidence, every unexplained twist of your day is the universe whispering, "You've just crossed into another version of yourself"? Imagine this. You're not a single story, but a constellation of infinite timelines. And right now, somewhere in the vastness of the multiverse, there is a you who already has the peace you crave, the abundance you desire, the emotional stability you've been reaching for. Quantum jumping is not about bending physics with dramatic force. It's about tuning your inner frequency until reality has no choice but to rearrange itself around you. Nothing outside changes first. You do, and the universe follows. So let me ask you, if you could step today into a version of your life where you're aligned, confident, prosperous, and deeply awake, would you take that step? The first truth of quantum jumping is simple. You don't travel to another reality. Your consciousness shifts into it. Your body is not the driver. You are the one behind the wheel. Imagine your physical form like a car parked on a still road. It moves, feels, and interacts, but only because you, the awareness within, animate it. If the car sits without you, it's just metal, wiring, and memory. But the moment your consciousness steps in, the world becomes a living experience. Spiritually, this separation between the vehicle and the operator is the gateway to multidimensional awareness. Psychologically, it disrupts old identity loops. The belief that your past defines you or that your current circumstances trap you. Neurally, this shift activates the reticular activating system, RAS, the filter in the brain that starts searching for evidence of a new identity once you claim it. Take a breath. Notice your body. Feel the subtle space between what you are and what you observe. This micro-awareness is where your next reality begins. When you step back from the physical self, even for a moment, you rise into a higher frequency perspective, a place where new possibilities become visible. From here, you're no longer bound to one storyline. You're free to choose an upgraded version of your life with more clarity, more emotional stability, and more abundance in every direction. Affirm softly within, "I am the awareness. My reality responds to me." The second truth of quantum jumping is this. Every version of you already exists. You simply haven't tuned into them yet. Take a slow breath. Feel your consciousness settle, expand, soften. Now imagine stepping one gentle stride backward, as if slipping out of your physical form like a coat you've been wearing for years. You're not abandoning your body. You're observing it, watching it, understanding it as the incredible instrument it is. From this vantage point, your awareness becomes panoramic. You begin to sense something extraordinary. There are other versions of you, standing like silhouettes in a quiet field of possibility. Each one shaped by different choices, emotions, beliefs, timelines. Some look almost identical. Others radiate subtle upgrades, a lighter heart, a freer mind, a more abundant posture. One version carries more confidence, another carries more joy, another stands with the energy of financial prosperity vibrating through its presence. As you observe them, your nervous system begins to open new neural pathways. Neuroplasticity responds to imagination the same way it responds to memory. The brain doesn't distinguish between what you vividly envision and what you physically experience. This is why visualizing an alternate self literally prepares your biology to step into that timeline. Take another breath. Feel your chest expand like a doorway into a wider dimension. Notice your emotional field adjusting, as if saying, yes, these possibilities are real. From this elevated awareness, you can examine each parallel version of yourself, like walking through a gentle gallery. Not with judgment, but with curiosity and compassion. And when you feel the pull, when one version of you resonates like a clear tone in your chest, that's the universe whispering, this is the timeline where your next evolution lives. Affirm softly, I see the versions of me. I choose with clarity. The third truth is powerful. You don't chase a new reality. You inhabit it from the inside out. Take a slow breath, in, and soften your shoulders as you exhale. Feel your awareness expanding like a quiet light behind your ribs. Now imagine this. You're standing among all those parallel versions of yourself, each one an echo of a different life, a different choice, a different frequency. And then, one of them begins to draw your attention. Not loudly, not dramatically, just naturally, the way truth always does. Maybe it feels lighter. Maybe it feels more abundant. Maybe it simply feels right, as if it carries the exact emotional signature of the life you've been reaching toward. You take a step closer. You sense its energy, its posture, its calm confidence. You feel the difference in its nervous system. Regulated, steady, grounded. Science shows that when you imagine stepping into a new identity, your mirror neurons begin firing, preparing your brain and body to embody that version. Your biology starts to shift before your circumstance shifts. Now, gently, let your awareness glide into that upgraded version of you, as if slipping into a new, finely tailored garment. Feel the alignment. Feel the quiet yes in your chest. Feel the difference in breath, in stance, in emotional stability. Pause here. Take a breath as this new version of you inhales. Notice how the world around you feels slightly different, as if it's adjusting to the frequency you've just chosen. This is the moment of quantum jumping. Not dramatic, not explosive, but subtle, clean, precise. A vibrational shift so authentic that reality begins reconfiguring itself around your new state of being. Affirm softly within yourself, I am now aligned with the upgraded version of me. The fourth truth is subtle but life-changing. Your new reality cannot stay unless your frequency learns to hold it. Take a long, slow breath. Feel it expand behind your heart. And imagine your entire nervous system settling like warm sand. You've stepped into an upgraded version of yourself. But now we refine the attunement. Think of reality like a radio broadcast. Every timeline, every version of your life, every possible experience is already transmitting. But your consciousness can only lock onto the frequency you consistently embody. Emotion is the tuner. Belief is the amplifier. Presence is the anchor. This is not metaphysics alone. Neuroscience shows that when you hold a new emotional state for even 90 seconds, your biochemistry begins to shift. Cortisol lowers, dopamine rises, and the brain's predictive machinery starts recalibrating its expectations of who you are. Your new reality becomes normal to your nervous system before it becomes visible in your environment. So take a breath. Feel the upgraded version of you breathing with you. Its calm, its abundance, its quiet self-trust. Now allow that frequency to seep into your physical body, into your posture, into your micro-expressions, into the way your heart beats. Imagine this version of you living a full day, waking up with clarity, moving through challenges with steadiness, receiving opportunities with openness, speaking with confidence, resting without guilt. With each breath, let your internal state match that lived experience. Frequency over force, resonance over resistance, and then affirmation, gentle and true. I hold the frequency of the reality I choose. The fifth truth is this: reality whispers before it announces itself. Take a slow breath. Let it rise gently, like a tide touching the shore. And feel your awareness open just a little wider than before. When you jump timelines, the universe rarely shouts. It nudges. It rearranges the small things first, the quiet details, the invisible patterns, to let you know your internal frequency has already changed the external field. These are the subtle signs you've shifted. A sudden rise in your energy for no logical reason. A sense of déjà vu that feels like a memory from another version of you. An object you misplaced appearing in a place you already checked, because it existed in one timeline, then appeared in the one you're now tuning into. Your mood lifting quickly and effortlessly, without external cause. Something in your environment, a building, a detail, a conversation, appearing almost new, as if it wasn't there in your previous frequency. These moments are not glitches, they're confirmations, vibrational postcards from the reality you've just aligned with. From a scientific lens, this is your reticular activating system recalibrating, filtering the world according to your new identity, making you notice what fits your updated self, and ignoring the details that belonged to the old timeline. From a spiritual lens, it is the universe winking at you, letting you know the jump has already happened. Take a breath. Notice any recent moment where life felt slightly out of sync. Not wrong, just different. Those are the seams where timelines meet. Feel the shift. Trust it. Let your nervous system learn the sensation of alignment. Then affirm softly, I recognize the signs. My reality is adjusting to me. The sixth truth is liberating. You access parallel realities the same way you access the internet, by logging your consciousness into a higher dimension. Take a slow breath. In, let it melt down your spine as you exhale. Your ordinary mind, the 3D mind, is like a device offline. It can only process what's right in front of it, the visible, the physical, the already formed. But your multi-dimensional mind, that's the Wi-Fi connection to infinite possibilities, infinite timelines, infinite versions of yourself. When you step back from your body, even briefly, your consciousness rises into 5D awareness, and suddenly new files become available, new options, new pathways, new combinations of destiny that your old identity could never perceive. Spiritually, this is the expansion into higher awareness. Psychologically, this is breaking free from cognitive rigidity. Neurologically, your brain begins forming flexible neural networks, allowing creativity, intuition, and intuitive problem-solving to flourish. When the nervous system relaxes into openness, the prefrontal cortex lights up, your center for vision, insight, and conscious choice. Take another slow breath. Feel your inner space widening, as if your ribs are gently opening like doors. This is your consciousness going online. Now imagine your multidimensional mind like a vast library. Each aisle holding a timeline, each shelf holding a version of you, each file containing experiences you could step into. Not fantasies, not delusions, just unselected potentials waiting for your awareness to claim them. The moment you become conscious of these options, you're no longer limited to the default timeline you inherited. You become a chooser, a curator of reality, a sovereign architect of your own frequency. Breathe and feel the empowerment settle in your chest. Affirm softly, with calm certainty, I am online. I access my multidimensional mind with clarity and ease. The seventh truth is empowering. Your reality stabilizes around the choices you repeat, not the choices you make once. Take a slow breath. Let it drift into your body like warm light. And feel your awareness settling into a deeper center. Quantum jumping isn't a single leap. It's a reorientation of who you show up as, day after day, breath after breath. Just as a compass aligns with magnetic north, your consciousness aligns with the timeline you consistently tune to. Your actions reinforce it. Your emotions anchor it. Your thoughts broadcast it. This is not mystical wishful thinking. It's neurobiological conditioning. Every time you think, feel, or behave like the upgraded version of you, your brain strengthens the neural pathways of that identity. And every time you slip back into old emotional patterns, the old timeline tries to reclaim you. But here is the freedom most people never realize. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Imagine two frequencies, one of fear, scarcity, and contraction, and another of clarity, abundance, and emotional stability. Each moment you choose presence over panic, gratitude over doubt, expansion over resistance. Your vibration shifts slightly upward, and the universe, like a precise instrument, recalibrates itself around your new signal. Take a breath. Feel your heartbeat syncing with this new rhythm. Feel the steadiness. Feel the sense of inner authority rising quietly, like dawn. Your timeline becomes stable through repetition, through small, steady acts of alignment. A new choice, a new breath, a new thought, a new emotional response. These moments accumulate, and one day you look around and realize I'm living in the version of reality I once only imagined. Affirm softly within, I choose my timeline with intention, and it aligns with me. The eighth truth is subtle but definitive. There is a precise moment when your chosen timeline becomes your dominant reality. And you can feel it. Take a slow, steady breath. Let it drift into your body like a gentle wave. And sense your awareness soften into presence. A quantum jump doesn't become real only when the external world changes. It becomes real when your internal state stabilizes. This moment feels like a sudden calm replacing an old anxiety, a clear click of alignment in your chest or solar plexus, a quiet knowing that you no longer think, act, or vibrate like your former self, a sense that the old timeline is still visible, but no longer magnetic. The emotional charge of old patterns dissolving, as if they no longer have permission to stay. Spiritually, this is the energetic shift where the universe rearranges around your consciousness. Psychologically, this is identity consolidation, your brain integrating the upgraded self as your new baseline. Neuroscientifically, the amygdala quiets, the prefrontal cortex strengthens, your nervous system signals, "This is who we are now." Reality responds to this stabilization with synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, new people, new ideas, new outcomes. Not because you forced anything, but because the field around you is reflecting your inner coherence. Take another breath. Feel the steadiness growing inside your ribcage, as if your emotional gravity has shifted into a different orbit. This is alignment. This is the locking in. Your upgraded timeline becomes your home when your emotional body stops reaching backward and begins radiating forward. Softly affirm, "My new reality is now my natural state." Chapter 9. Living from the new timeline, not waiting for it. The ninth truth is transformative. A new reality unfolds only when you live as if it is already true, not when you wait for proof. Take a soft breath. Feel the air rising gently through your chest. And let your awareness settle into a calm, grounded presence. Most people wait for signs before they shift. But in quantum jumping, you become the sign. The upgraded version of you does not wait for the environment to change. It breathes differently. It makes micro-choices that match its identity. It speaks with clarity instead of hesitation. It responds with stability instead of reactivity. It moves with a subtle certainty rooted in inner truth. This is where the emotional body and the quantum field meet. From a scientific lens, your nervous system begins signaling coherence, sending a consistent message to your brain, which then sends a consistent message to your environment through behavior, tone, posture, and energy. From a spiritual lens, you are broadcasting a new frequency, and the universe responds to consistency, not desperation. Living from the new timeline may feel like saying no to what the old version of you tolerated, saying yes to opportunities that match your new frequency, responding with emotional maturity even when triggered, holding abundance energy even when circumstances haven't caught up yet, feeling guided rather than grasping, moving with inner steadiness instead of waiting for outer validation. Take another breath. Let your shoulders relax. Feel your spine lengthen as if your upgraded self is expanding within you. Every moment you act, speak, and breathe as the new version of yourself, you collapse the gap between imagination and manifestation. You turn someday into now, and the universe reorganizes itself around your inner coherence. Softly affirm, "I live from my new timeline. Reality aligns with my embodiment." The 10th truth is mature and liberating. Quantum jumping doesn't erase your old selves. It teaches you to hold them with compassion while choosing differently. Take a slow breath. Feel it enter like warm air, lighting the inside of your chest. And exhale gently, as your awareness expands into softness. When you shift timelines, there's a natural tendency to reject your past versions. The fearful you, the doubtful you, the overwhelmed you. But here's the deeper spiritual technology. You cannot transcend a self you refuse to love. The multi-dimensional you contains every layer. The healed self, the wounded self, the thriving self, the learning self. When you quantum jump, you're not abandoning the older versions. You're simply choosing the one with the highest resonance. Psychologically, this dissolves internal resistance. When your mind feels safe, it no longer clings to old identities out of survival. Neurologically, self-compassion reduces cortisol, activates the ventral vagal system, and unlocks the brain's capacity for reprocessing and integration. Spiritually, compassion is the frequency that unifies timelines. Imagine standing in a quiet inner space and seeing all versions of you. The tired one, the hopeful one, the brave one, the abundant one. Each one did the best they could with the consciousness they had. Take a slow breath and feel yourself offering them grace. This softens the emotional field. It clears vibrational static. It makes room for your upgraded timeline to root itself more deeply. When you choose your higher self while honoring your past selves, your consciousness climbs without fragmentation. You rise whole. Affirm softly within, I honor who I was, and I choose who I am becoming. The 11th truth is quietly revolutionary. Your identity doesn't shift in one dramatic leap. It shifts through dozens of tiny alignments that accumulate into a new reality. Take a long, slow breath. Feel it rising gently, like a lantern lifting inside your chest. And let your exhale soften your entire emotional field. Quantum jumping is not a single moment. It is a practice. A practice of choosing the upgraded version of you again and again, until the choice becomes the new default. Identity is formed in micro moments. The moment you breathe before reacting. The moment you choose gratitude instead of worry. The moment you hold an abundant posture even when evidence is thin. The moment you speak your truth with quiet steadiness. The moment you choose emotional regulation over old survival patterns. Neuroscience shows that these micro-choices are what rewire the prefrontal cortex, creating new neural pathways of confidence, clarity, and self-trust. Your nervous system learns safety. Your brain learns possibility. Your identity learns expansion. Spiritually, every micro-alignment is a vibrational vote for your upgraded timeline. The more votes you cast, the stronger that timeline becomes, until it becomes the only one that feels natural. Take another gentle breath. Notice how even this act is a form of alignment, a signal to the universe that you choose presence over autopilot. Imagine your day filled with small, intentional adjustments, each one an anchor into your highest reality. Each one a signal that you are becoming the version of yourself who leads your life with clarity, prosperity, emotional stability, and deep self-awareness. Softly affirm within, my small shifts create my greatest transformation. The 12th truth is profound. Your emotions are not responses to reality. They are the architects of it. Take a slow breath. Let it fill your chest like a soft golden light. And feel your inner space widen with calm intention. When you quantum jump, your emotional field becomes the tuning fork. Every feeling you hold, contraction or expansion, broadcasts a frequency that shapes the timeline your consciousness locks onto. Most people wait for external changes before they allow themselves to feel better. But in multidimensional awareness, you feel the emotion first, and the reality organizes itself around it. This is not fantasy, it is biochemistry. When you elevate your emotional state, even slightly, your body reduces cortisol, increases oxytocin, and stabilizes the vagus nerve. Your nervous system then communicates this coherence outward through tone, micro-expressions, posture, and decision-making. The world responds. Spiritually, emotion is the signature of your chosen reality. You cannot hold the vibration of scarcity and expect to land in a timeline of abundance. You cannot hold the vibration of helplessness and expect to land in a timeline of sovereignty. So take another gentle breath. Feel it rise into your heart as if unlocking a door. Now, imagine the emotional frequency of your upgraded self. The calm, the clarity, the steady confidence, the quiet abundance that radiates without forcing. The soft joy that doesn't need explanation. Feel that emotion, even for a few seconds. This is how you become a vibrational match. As you sustain this feeling, even lightly, gently, without strain, your desired timeline begins to crystallize around you. Synchronicities increase. Internal resistance decreases. Life begins to cooperate with your state of being. Affirm softly within, "My emotions align me with the reality I choose." The 13th truth is liberating. Reality doesn't measure your worth. It mirrors your vibration. Take a slow, restful breath. Let it rise like a warm tide through your chest. And exhale gently as your awareness softens into centered presence. Most people misunderstand reality. They think circumstances are fixed, permanent, objective. But in quantum jumping, reality behaves more like a mirror, reflecting the consciousness you bring into each moment. If you approach life feeling unworthy, you notice evidence of unworthiness. If you approach life with emotional stability, you notice opportunities that align with that steadiness. If you approach life with abundant energy, you begin to see pathways, connections, synchronicities that were invisible to your old vibration. This is not superstition. It is perceptual science. Your reticular activating system, RAS, filters reality based on the identity you claim. When you change your internal state, the filter changes. And suddenly, the world reflects a different version of you. Spiritually, this is why timelines shift so seamlessly. The universe doesn't force you into a new reality. It simply returns the frequency you emit. Take another slow breath. Feel your chest open like a gentle door, inviting in clarity and expansion. Notice how your emotional field becomes a soft transmission, communicating with the quantum field around you. From this calm place, see your reality as a mirror. Not judging it, not fighting it, simply observing what it reflects back to you today. And then remember, mirrors don't show the future. They show the present. And the present can be changed in a single breath. Softly affirm within, reality reflects me, and I choose what I project. The 14th truth is calming and counterintuitive. You don't jump timelines by trying harder. You jump by becoming quieter inside. Take a slow breath. Feel it enter your body like soft moonlight. and let your exhale release any subtle tension you didn't notice you were holding. Most people try to force reality to change. They push, they hustle, they grasp. But force belongs to the old paradigm, the paradigm of fear, scarcity, and survival. Quantum jumping works differently. Shifts happen when the nervous system enters coherence, a calm, regulated, steady state where the mind becomes clear enough to perceive alternate possibilities and the body becomes relaxed enough to receive them. In stillness, your brain stops looping old narratives. Your emotional field opens. Your intuition becomes louder. Your prefrontal cortex reactivates, restoring vision and executive clarity. Your energy stops leaking into timelines you no longer want. Spiritually, stillness is the portal. Psychologically, stillness is self-regulation. Biologically, stillness resets your inner frequency. Think of it like this. A lake cannot reflect the sky when the water is turbulent, but when it becomes still, it mirrors everything. Your consciousness operates the same way. Take one more slow breath. Feel your inner waters settling, your emotional landscape smoothing, your awareness expanding beyond mental noise. From this quiet place, your chosen reality becomes accessible, not because you fought for it, but because you matched its vibration. Whisper softly in your mind, "In stillness, I shift. In calm, I align." The 15th truth is exhilarating. Once your vibration stabilizes, reality starts rearranging itself in ways you can't ignore. Take a slow, grounded breath. Let it drift through your chest like warm sunlight breaking through early fog. And feel your awareness drop into calm clarity. When you hold the upgraded version of yourself consistently, not perfectly, just steadily, the universe begins to reorganize around your new emotional signature. This shows up in small but unmistakable ways. A conversation arrives at the exact moment you needed it. An opportunity appears without the old struggle. A person enters your life carrying the next step. A challenge dissolves faster than your past self would have believed. A door that was always closed suddenly feels unlocked. These are not coincidences. They are coherence. When your internal frequency becomes stable, your external circumstances shift to match your new resonance. The same way a tuning fork causes nearby objects to vibrate at its frequency. Psychologically, this is selective perception and identity-based behavior change. Spiritually, it is the field aligning with your vibrational command. Neuroscientifically, your brain begins filtering reality through the pathways of your new self-concept, revealing opportunities that were always there, but invisible to your old timeline. Take another gentle breath. Feel your ribcage expand like a quiet opening into possibility. Feel the subtle energy of "I am ready" settle around your heart. You are no longer hoping for alignment. You are creating it. And reality responds, not because you asked louder, but because you vibrated clearer. Softly affirm within, "Life responds to the frequency I hold." The 16th truth is powerful. When your identity fully aligns, reality has no choice but to reshape itself around you. Take a slow, intentional breath. Let it fill your chest like a sunrise in emotion. And exhale gently, allowing your nervous system to soften into coherence. There comes a moment on the quantum jumping journey when you stop trying to be the upgraded version of yourself, and you simply are. This is the moment when your reactions shift effortlessly. Your emotional stability becomes natural, not practiced. Your choices align with your worth without hesitation. Your boundaries feel calm, not defensive. Your abundance mindset becomes your default lens. Your presence carries the quiet authority of someone who is no longer fragmented. This is identity embodiment, and it creates an energetic field so coherent that reality cannot remain unchanged in your presence. Biologically, this happens when neural pathways of your new identity become stronger and more active than the pathways of your old self. Your brain locks in the upgrade. Your body trusts it. Your emotional field supports it. Spiritually, this is when the universe mirrors you with precision. Not randomly, not occasionally, but consistently, as if your very vibration bends the fabric of probability around you. Take another slow breath. Feel your spine lengthen. Feel your heart open. Feel your field expand subtly outward. A quiet statement of existence. You are no longer chasing alignment. You are radiating it. You are no longer observing alternate realities. You are choosing one through your very being. Softly affirm within, I am the self my reality responds to now. The 17th truth is essential to understand. Every old timeline makes one final attempt to reclaim you. Not because it has power, but because you've outgrown it. Take a slow breath. Let it rise gently up your spine, like warm air lifting a lantern. And soften into presence. Right when you start stabilizing the upgraded version of yourself, you may notice echoes of the past resurfacing. Old fears whisper faintly. Old patterns knock on the door. Old emotions try to replay themselves. Old habits attempt to slip back in. Old people or dynamics reappear, testing your new align me. This is not failure. This is integration. Psychologically, these echoes are simply neurological residue. Old neural pathways firing automatically out of habit. But as your new identity strengthens, those pathways begin dissolving due to neuroplasticity. They fade because you no longer feed them. Spiritually, this is the old timeline releasing its final attachments. It's not trying to punish you. It's giving you the chance to confirm who you choose to be. Take another breath. Feel it expand the heart space gently, as if making room for your upgraded self to anchor even deeper. When the old timeline resurfaces, respond with calm awareness, not fear. This was me. It is not me anymore. Your emotional body will feel the difference instantly. Your frequency will stabilize. And the old reality, starved of your attention, will dissolve like mist in morning light. The key is not resistance. The key is recognition. You are no longer magnetized by the past because your consciousness is rooted in a parallel version of you that vibrates too high for old patterns to survive. Softly affirm within, the old timeline has no hold on who I am now. The 18th truth is empowering. Your desires are not distant goals. They are signals from the version of you that already lives them. Take a slow, deep breath. Let it flow into your chest like a warm current of clarity. And relax into the awareness expanding behind your ribs. Every desire you hold, abundance, peace, confidence, love, purpose, is not something you chase. It is something you remember from a parallel reality where those outcomes are already embodied. Desire is a breadcrumb, a vibrational memory, a message sent across dimensions from your higher timeline to your current awareness. Psychologically, this reframes desire from lack to guidance. Neuroscientifically, it orients your brain toward possibility instead of limitation, activating executive centers that search for alignment, not proof. Spiritually, desire becomes a compass pointing you towards the version of yourself who has already integrated the qualities you seek. Take another gentle breath. Allow this truth to settle. If you can desire it, you can align with it. If you can align with it, you can become it. If you can become it, you can live it. Now imagine the timeline where your desire is already fulfilled, where abundance feels natural, where inner peace is your default, where emotional stability is effortless, where confidence rises without force, where synchronicities unfold like stepping stones beneath your feet. Feel into that timeline, not with effort, but with recognition, like remembering a dream you once lived. Your task is not to get there. Your task is to become the vibration of the you who already is there. Let this truth breathe inside you. Softly affirm within, "My desires are memories from the future I am stepping into now." The 19th truth is subtle but essential. Reality often changes internally long before it changes externally, and you must trust the transformation before you see the evidence. Take a slow breath. Let it drift softly into your chest, like warm evening air settling over a quiet landscape, and feel your awareness enter a deeper stillness. After a quantum jump, there is a period where your inner world is already upgraded, but your outer world is still catching up. This is not misalignment. It is synchronization. Spiritually, the field rearranges itself around your new vibration. Psychologically, your brain is adjusting its filters and expectations. Neuroscientifically, your nervous system is stabilizing into a new baseline. But outwardly, things may look the same. This is where most people fall back into old timelines, not because they failed, but because they interpreted the silence phase as lack of progress. This silence is sacred. It is the recalibration phase, the moment when the quantum field is rearranging probabilities and your internal alignment is deepening into permanence. Take another slow breath. Feel your heart soften. Feel your spine relax. Feel your emotional field widen into trust. Think of a seed underground. Nothing visible, yet everything is happening. Your upgraded timeline is germinating, taking root, building structure, preparing to emerge. In this sacred quiet, your task is simple. Hold the vibration, hold the identity, hold the emotional state of the version of you who already arrived. Because when you hold the frequency consistently, reality has no choice but to crystallize around it. Your external world will shift, not as a reward, but as a reflection. Softly affirm within, "I trust the shift even before I see the signs." The 20th truth is the culmination of everything you've learned. You are not just moving through timelines, you are learning to create them. Take a slow, centered breath. Feel it rise like a steady flame expanding in your chest. And let your exhale ground you into the spaciousness of your own awareness. By now, you've stepped outside the limits of the old identity. You've touched the upgraded self. You've aligned your emotions, your nervous system, your frequency, your choices, your inner narrative. And now, the deeper realization settles in. Quantum jumping was never about finding a better reality. It was about remembering that you are the architect of all realities. Spiritually, this is the rise from unconscious reacting to conscious creating. Psychologically, it's the moment your self-concept stabilizes so deeply that new outcomes become the natural extension of who you are. Neuroscientifically, your brain has rewired enough pathways to make your upgraded identity your new default operating system. Take another breath. Feel the upgrade inside you, not as a concept, but as a presence, a creator, a chooser, a conscious being with access to infinite versions of self and infinite directions for your life. You no longer wait for signs. You generate them. You no longer search for alignment. You radiate it. You no longer follow the old timeline. You author the new one. This is the essence of multidimensional mastery. You rise above the storyline and begin directing the narrative from a higher vantage point. Feel this truth anchoring into your emotional field. Feel your frequency stabilizing in sovereignty. Feel your inner world expanding into creative authority. Softly affirm within, I am the creator of my reality, across every dimension. Take a slow breath. Let it rise through your body like a gentle wave of remembering. And exhale with the awareness that you are crossing a threshold. Everything you've learned, every shift, every breath, every realization was preparing you for this moment. The merging of all your timelines into a single, coherent field of identity. You are no longer the observer of parallel selves. You are the integrator of them. Feel this truth settling into your chest like warm gravity. All the versions of you, the courageous one, the abundant one, the peaceful one, the emotionally stable one, the confident one, they are no longer separate options scattered across the multiverse. They are now threads weaving together into a single, powerful, aligned you. Spiritually, this is the reconciliation of shadow and light, a union of every fragment you once believed was separate, a returning home to your whole self. Psychologically, this is identity coherence. When every part of you begins pulling in the same direction with clarity and purpose. Neuroscientifically, this is the full rewiring of your internal operating system. Your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and nervous system finally syncing into one unified frequency. Take another slow breath. Feel the multidimensional you stepping fully into the present timeline. Feel the emotional stability settling into your ribcage. Feel the abundance vibration radiating outward from your solar plexus. Feel the clarity rising through the crown of your head like quiet light. In this integration, something profound occurs. You stop jumping into alternate realities, and alternate realities begin jumping into you. You become the gravitational center, the stabilizing signal, the tuning fork, the anchor point that reality responds to. Your past no longer pulls you backward. Your future no longer feels distant. Your present becomes your place of power, a bridge between dimensions, a field of conscious creation. You are the creator. You are the chooser. You are the integrator. You are the one your reality has been waiting for. Softly affirm within, all versions of me unite within this moment of awareness. I am whole. Take one final slow breath in through the nose and let it fall gently out of your mouth. As your awareness expands into the full field of who you've become, You've walked through timelines. You've met your parallel selves. You've chosen your upgraded identity. And now, you stand as the integrated, multi-dimensional creator of your reality. Feel your energy settling into a steady, grounded frequency. Calm, abundant, clear, unshakable. This is not just a shift in thought. It is a shift in biology, in emotion, in vibration. A recalibration of your nervous system towards sovereignty, stability, and conscious creation. Now place your attention gently on your heart. Feel the quiet warmth there. Feel the coherence building. Feel the field around your body expand a few inches, then a few more, as your new timeline locks into place. And now, repeat this affirmation, slowly, as if imprinting it into every dimension of your being. I am aligned. I am abundant. I am conscious. I am the creator of my reality. Again, but softer. I choose my timeline. I embody my highest self. I trust my evolution. And once more, for the nervous system, I am whole. I am worthy. I am ready. These words reprogram your emotional field, stabilize your frequency, and instruct your subconscious to hold this upgraded timeline as your new baseline. What once felt distant is now natural. What once felt impossible is now familiar. What once felt like someday is now here. Take one last breath. Feel the shift. Feel the expansion. Feel the quiet power of the reality you are stepping into. And remember, sharing this message amplifies the frequency it carries. Invite others into this field of awakening. Share the vibration. Spread the clarity. And continue walking this path with the American monk. The lesson is complete, but the journey continues.